Yeah, good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Sunil Kumar M. Usmani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics at Rani Channam University, Belgavi. So today we shall discuss on bounds for domination number of a graph. So in particular, Weising's bound. So look at the statement of this theorem. Let G be a graph of order n, size m, and domination number equal to gamma. Then number of edges in that graph is always less than equal to this quantity. That is 1 by 2 n minus gamma into n minus gamma plus 2. Okay. So this theorem helps us to predict the number of edges in any given graph with condition that we should know number of vertices and domination number of that graph. Okay. So let us look at the proof of this theorem. Suppose if I want to find out the number of edges in any given graph with domination number equal to 1, then simply I want to replace domination number by 1 here. Okay. So after putting gamma equal to 1 and simplifying this, I will get number of edges of that graph is less than equal to 1 by 2 n square minus 1. So next, now if I interested to find out the domination number of edges present in the graph with domination number equal to 2. Okay. So in this case, replace gamma equal to 2 here. Okay. After replacing gamma equal to 2 and simplifying, I will get number of edges is less than equal to 1 by 2 n into n minus 2. Now we have maximum degree is less than equal to n by 2. So this is due to Burr's theorem. So that is statement of this theorem says that for any graph G, domination number is less than equal to n minus maximum degree. Okay. So here if I replace gamma by 2, that is gamma equal domination number equal to 2, then after simplifying for maximum degree and rearranging the terms, I will get delta of G is less than equal to n by 2. Okay. And one more thing, Euler's theorem says, and this is also called handshaking lemma. So statement of this theorem says summation of degree of every vertex in a given graph G is equal to twice the number of edges. So here I am considering degree of vertices less than equal to n minus 2. Okay. So in that case, if I consider the maximum possibility, that is consider a complete graph with degree of every vertex equal to n minus 2. In that case, number of edges will be 1 by 2 n into n minus 2. That is n here according to this theorem I have to consider the vertices of degree n times. Okay. So degree of every vertex is n minus 2, therefore n times n minus 2 equal to 2m. So that is m is less than equal to 1 by 2 n into n minus 2. So this equality holds good if and only if graph G is a complete graph with degree n minus 2. Degree of every vertex is n minus 2. Okay. Therefore this bound obtained from using Euler's bound and this equation. Okay. Now you can see that the result is true for domination number equal to 1 and domination number equal to 2, because maximum number of edges in any graph is n into n minus 1 by 2 or n choose 2. You can see that for domination number equal to 1 and domination number equal to 2, number of edges is less than equal to n choose 2. So because of that reason, this result is true. Now if I consider domination number greater than equal to 2, now we apply induction on n. That is, here we are proving this result by the method of mathematical induction. Here we are applying mathematical induction on order of a given graph, that is number of vertices present in G. So let G be a graph of order n, size m, and domination number greater than equal to 3. Okay. So now onwards, I am considering graphs with domination number at least 3 here. Okay. If V is a vertex of maximum degree delta, then again by Burr's theorem we have cardinality of open neighborhood of this vertex, that is cardinality of open neighborhood of this vertex is equal to maximum degree, and maximum degree is less than equal to n minus gamma. So by using Burr's theorem. Okay. So here if I put some values here, suppose any positive integer, if I subtract any positive integer, then also maximum degree is less than equal to that one. So delta is equal to n minus gamma minus r, where r is any positive integer. For r equal to 0, this equality holds good here. So for this graph G1, you can see the domination number is 1, because maximum degree of this vertex is, this graph is n minus 1 here. So here domination number of this graph is 2 because this is a graph C4 and you can select any two vertices that those two vertices will be a minimal dominating set, therefore will form a minimal dominating set, therefore domination number graph G2 is 2 here. So next for G3, so here G3 contains 3 pendant vertices. Okay, so pendant vertices means a vertex of degree 1 and 3 support vertices means a vertex which is adjacent to a pendant vertex. Okay, to cover all these 3 pendant vertices we have to select these 3 support vertices, therefore domination number of this graph is 3 here. So here we have to construct a set S by choosing some vertex in any given graph G. Okay, so let S is equal to vertex set of G minus closed neighborhood of that vertex. Okay, now if I want to know how many what is the cardinality of S, okay, then cardinality of that S is equal to cardinality of V minus, so closed neighborhood of V is what? Open neighborhood of V plus 1 here. I am replacing cardinality of closed neighborhood of V by cardinality of open neighborhood of V plus 1. Okay, and after simplifying this, since you know that cardinality of open neighborhood of V is what? Maximum degree, that is delta. So again by Bayes theorem, delta is equal to n minus gamma and n minus gamma minus r. So r is any positive integer here. Okay, so after simplifying this, I will get cardinality of this set S is equal to n plus r minus gamma here. So here I have constructed this set S with the help of some vertex here. Okay, and cardinality of that set is gamma plus r minus 1. Okay, so with this now I can divide the edge set of a given graph into 3 parts. Okay, so first one, m1 is what? Size of induced S. Okay, S is what? Set is obtained from any vertex. So m1 is size of induced S. Second one, m2 is the number of edges between S and open neighborhood of V. And third one, m3 is size of induced closed neighborhood of V. Okay, so here we can partition edge set into 3 sets, say m1, m2 and m3. Here my m1 is size of the subgraph, size of the uh, induced test. Okay, induced test means now a subgraph which is obtained by this set. Okay, induced by this set S. And second, m2 is the number of edges between S and open neighborhood of V, and m3 is size of closed neighborhood of V. Okay, so consider, for illustration, consider this graph. Okay, so here you have to you can construct a set S by using any vertex. Okay, so here I am selecting V2. Okay, so with respect to V2 I am constructing a set S here. Okay, so consider S is equal to V minus closed neighborhood of V2. Okay, so here you can see that closed neighborhood of V2 is V2 and V5. Okay, so here I am replacing closed neighborhood of V by V2 and V5. Okay, here V is entire vertex set, that is V1 to V6 minus V2 V5 will give me V1, V3, V4 and V6. Okay, so by using this vertex V2 I have constructed a set S, and the elements of that sets are V1, V3, V4 and V6. Okay, now consider the subgraph which is induced by S. So V1, V4, V6, V3 are the vertices which are present in S. Okay, and this is the subgraph. Clearly this is a P4 here. Okay, V1, V4 and V4 to V6 and V6 to V3. Okay, so this is a subgraph which is induced by this set S. So next, consider the subgraph which is induced by closed neighborhood of V. So closed neighborhood of V is V2, V5. So V2, V5 there exists an edge. Okay, and so this is the subgraph induced by closed neighborhood of V2 here. Okay, so according to this result, M is what? Number of edges present in this graph is number of edges present in this graph and number of edges present in this graph and edges between S and open neighborhood of V2 here. Okay, here there exist 4 edges here, S and closed neighborhood of V2, and remaining 2 edges are present in S and open neighborhood of V2, that is V5. So V4, V5 and V6, V5. Okay, so which is M2 here. Okay, So by using this, we can easily partition any graph into a set of a graph into 3 sets. Okay. So next, to obtain the bound, we have to solve for M1, M2, and M3. Okay. Now first look at first we have to find out the cardinality of M1 here. Okay. If D is a dominating set in induced S, then D union V is a dominating set of G. Okay. So that is, this is my induced S here. Okay. So first you have to look at the dominating set of this set, this graph. So here I am considering V4, V6 as a dominating set. So further V1, V6, V2, V3 are also dominating sets. Okay, you can select any one of the dominating set. Okay, here I have taken V4 and V6. Let D equal to V4, V6 is a dominating set of induced S. Therefore, D union V2. So D union V2 is what? V2, V4, V6. So which is a dominating set of G. You can see here V2 covers V5, V4 covers V1, V6 and V5, and V6 covers V3. Okay, so clearly every vertex in complement of this set is adjacent to at least one vertex of this set, and this is a minimal dominating set. Therefore, domination number of this graph is 3 here. Okay, so clearly D union V is a dominating set of G. Okay, therefore I can write that domination number of G is less than or equal to cardinality of D plus 1. Okay, again by using the induction hypothesis and by the virtue of equation 1 and 2. Equation 1 is what? Cardinality of S is equal to gamma plus R minus 1, and equation 2 is cardinality of D plus 1. Okay, now I want to find out the number of edges present in M1. Okay, by using hypothesis of the theorem. Okay, so number of edges present in M1 is what? 1 by 2. N means number of cardinality of S minus D means domination number of this subgraph into cardinality of S minus cardinality of D plus 2. Okay, so in hypothesis of theorem we have 1 by 2 domination gamma minus 1 by 2 n minus gamma into n minus gamma plus 2. Okay. Therefore here I am replacing n by cardinality of S and gamma by cardinality of D. Okay, for this graph for M1, and after simplifying, after putting the values of S. Okay, so here S is a cardinality of S is gamma plus R minus 1, and cardinality of D is what? Gamma of G minus 1 here. Okay, so after simplifying this I will get M1 is less than or equal to 1 by 2 R times R plus 2. So this is my M1. So now look at M2. Now look at the number of edges present in M2. So for that, let U be a vertex which is present in open neighborhood of V. Then S minus open neighborhood of E, open neighborhood of U, union UV is a dominating set of G. So that is, for this graph, for this vertex V2, we have constructed a set S here, and open neighborhood of V2 is V5, and open neighborhood of V5 is V4, V6, and V2. Okay, so again here I am replacing U by V5 and V by V2 and S by V1, V3, V4, and V6. Okay, after putting all these values and after simplifying this, after performing set operations, we will get V1, V3, V2, and V5. So clearly which is a dominating set of this graph. Okay, so if U belongs to open neighborhood of V, and this set will form a dominating set of G. So because of that reason, domination number is less than or equal to cardinality of S minus cardinality of open neighborhood of U plus 2. So cardinality of S minus open neighborhood of U plus 2. So in next step, so which can be written, there is a result in set theory says that for any two non-empty sets A and B, A minus B is equal to A minus A intersection B. Okay, here replace A by S and B by open neighborhood of U and apply this equation, this operation, we will get cardinality of S minus cardinality of S intersection open neighborhood of U plus 2. Okay, so cardinality of S is gamma plus r minus 1. So minus cardinality of s intersection n of u as it is plus 2. Here plus 2 is missing here. Okay. And after simplifying this, we will get cardinality of s intersection open neighborhood of u is equal to u is less than equal to r plus 1. Okay. Therefore, M2 is what number of edges between S and open neighborhood of V. So that can be written as cardinality of open neighborhood of V times R plus 1. Okay. So cardinality of open neighborhood of V is equal to delta. Therefore, M2 is less than equal to delta times R plus 1. Okay. So with this, we have obtained M1 and M2. Okay. Now look at M3. The sum of the degrees of every vertex of closed neighborhood of V is equal to, so this can be written as delta times delta plus 1. Okay. Now look at the summation of degree of every vertex in the subgraph which is induced by closed neighborhood of V is equal to summation of degree of every vertex in closed neighborhood of V minus M2. Okay, this is very important here. Don't get confusion. So degree of summation of degree of every vertex in the subgraph induced by closed neighborhood of V is equal to degree of summation of degree of every vertex in closed neighborhood of V minus M2. And summation of degree of every vertex in closed neighborhood of V is what? Delta times delta plus 1 minus M2 as it is here. Okay. So by solving, this is what M3 here. So M3 is less than equal to 1 times 1 by 2 delta times delta plus 1 minus M2. So clearly we got the values of M1, M2 and M3 here. So M1 is less than equal to 1 by 2 R times R plus 2. M2 is less than equal to delta times R plus 1. And M3 is less than equal to 1 by 2 delta times delta plus 1 minus M2. Okay. And by putting all these values in this equation, that is M equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3. Okay. And simplifying this, we will get that M is less than equal to 1 by 2 N minus gamma times N minus gamma plus 2 minus delta by 2 times R. Since R is greater than equal, R is any positive integer, therefore that value is negligible, therefore which can be rewritten like this: M is less than equal to 1 by 2 N minus gamma times N minus gamma plus 2. So because of that R value, we have taken a floor function here. Therefore, number of edges in any graph G is less than equal to floor function 1 by 2 N minus domination number times N minus domination number of G plus 2. Okay. So this is a bond which is called famous Weijing's bond. So Weijing is a person who has obtained this bond. Okay. So this completes the proof. If you have any doubts, please leave your comments in the below comment box. Thank you.